What's up, guys? It's me, Hunter Gunslinger here, back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be discussing the new death penalty they're going to be coming out of Destiny 2. Now, judging by what Luke Smith mentions about a new raid, of course, will have a different death penalty than it was in Destiny 1. He didn't say what exactly the death penalty will be, but he suggested that the days of no revives are gone, potentially for both heroic and normal difficulties, which is kind of interesting because judging by the comments by the article that I read, I will leave the article in the description down below. A lot of people think like this is really interesting. No revives are gone, potentially for both in heroic and normal difficulties. Now, judging by how we all play, we know how that goes. When you're down and you're almost killing the enemy, those revives comes in really good, desperate measures. So it is kind of interesting, you know, the days of no revives are gone, potentially for both heroic and normal difficulty. It's a really interesting fact and a really interesting thing to see in Destiny 2. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about it, and let's continue on the video. Judging by what he said to the person he was talking to, Luke Smith, the director, it's a little interesting. I want to know what your perspective on it and what your perspective on this new death penalty that may be coming to Destiny 2. This is what he said, quote, "The raids should be always be challenging to you," meaning co-op, collab, and communications. "But I don't want to bring the difficulty down. We had a conversation. We have a brand new death penalty in the game for raiding. I think it's pretty unfun to die and just watch on hard mode. So we have a brand new death penalty, and on the normal mode raids, people have talked about wanting to remove it because it's different. And why not just use the strike difficulties? But we do not want to change the difficulties because we believe our players are smart. We believe that motivating groups of players can take on these challenges and complete them. We've seen that." It's an interesting quote that he kind of mentioned to this person in the article. So for you guys that are not unfamiliar with the raids, you know, who never watched live streams of the raids or never did a raid, judging by what the article says, for those that might not be familiar with Destiny raids, the heroic mode turns on a modifier that eliminates revives outside of the singer's Warlock Radiant super ability. If the player dies in any dark zone, meaning any dark zone, they stay dead until the team reaches the checkpoint or wipes. So yes, if you guys are familiar with the raids, you see the raids. If you die in a dark zone, your ass is dead basically, and you have to wait till your teammate reaches the checkpoint or another area of the raiding map, and you know, revive yourself. Based on Smith's comments, it sounds like the developers at Bungie want to eliminate those instant raids where a player dies and they are forced to watch their teammates' attempts without them, which is pretty interesting. In some cases, it's nearly impossible to complete an encounter or a raid boss fight with a player missing, which is true. If you guys who raids and do strikes and nightfall strikes with your friends and you bring in another person, you and your friends die, and that person's not really a good player, it is painful to watch. I've seen it many times before when I'm raiding, or not really raiding, but when I'm doing nightfall strikes and strike missions. It is difficult when one of you is down. You have to watch the other team that is not really good try to fight their way to take out the big bosses. It is, to tell you the truth, it is a hard perspective to watch. It really is. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever witnessed it, but I witnessed it many times playing Destiny for so long that I playing strike missions or nightfall strikes, where it is painful to watch your other teammates who are not really good. Maybe you're just helping them get an exotic weapon or exotic something. It is painful because they have to fight their way through, jumping around or hiding in corners to, you know, wait till you get revived. It is a difficult situation to see. On the other hand, adding a new death penalty to the Destiny 2 raid will give the endgame content a new complexion for the sequel. Much players no longer look at the Nightfall Strike as an ultra hard weekly ritual where they team ups can fail under no circumstances. It is possible that Bungie want less skilled players to feel like they're basically carrying through the raid. I can understand where that's coming from. And plus, this new feature guided games probably made like a complex type of thing into the whole, you know, death penalty type of thing coming into Destiny 2, because with the new guided games feature, it kind of plays in what they're trying to talk about, judging what the article says. Quote, the change to the death penalty may be focused on the new guided games feature, which will allow solo players to join up with preformed teams for top tier experience. If the death penalty is not as harsh, it might make those veterans more agreeable when it comes to adding a noob, let's just put in that sense, to their ranks, on end quote. So I can understand where they're coming from, because, you know, with the new guided games, I think the new guided games kind of played a role with the new death penalty. When I read the article and read everybody's comments, what they're trying to say, I think that's where it's all coming from, with this new death penalty, with the new guided games feature. Everybody wants to, you know, have a clan or join a clan and fight teammates. I kind of understand where this all coming in. Somebody asked me, one of my friends, we were talking, he asked me, what about the matchmaking system? I said maybe the new matchmaking system is the guided games, if you want to put it in that sense, because they didn't really mention something matchmaking system. They said guided games. So the guided games is the new matchmaking system for Destiny 2. I don't know, I could be lying. That's just me talking shit out of my ass. But that's what I believe that the new guided games is, the matchmaking system. A lot of you are wondering, is that going to be working in the previous matchmaking system? Once Destiny 2 comes out, especially, I know I understand it's the beta, but the beta kind of give you a perspective on how they want to go through things when the games get released. So once the beta comes out July 18th for people who pre-ordered the game, and July 21st for people who didn't pre-order, we kind of see a perspective on what they're talking about. Now it says, given how local Destiny community is, you know, it kind of raises the questions on, you know, new features coming into Destiny 2. So I can understand where they're coming from, but here's what the article says. Quote, unfortunately, Bungie won't explain what the new death penalty is. They typically like to leave those discoveries for players' first encounters with the raid, end quote, which is pretty makes sense. We don't know more in details about it. This is from a source by Giant Bomb, because he did the interview, but Game Rant had the whole, you know, what he said on the quotes to Giant Bomb. So I will leave that article in the description down below in the video. But it kind of makes sense. Like, they're not going to explain everything just yet. I mean, they're pretty quiet on everything. They want you to experience everything firsthand when you get your hands of the game, or the copy of the game in your hands. So I can understand why they're not going to explain everything to everybody. I mean, they explain everything to everybody. So, you know, that's something to look for. Now, there was an interesting video that I watched just today. Is Cactus HD's video about the new gun system that's going to be coming into Destiny 2. And he kind of give you some interesting facts about the new gun system. And I will let you guys watch his video and let you guys decide what he's talking about. It kind of raised a new interesting fact about the gun system playing a role with PvE and PvP. So what he's kind of saying kind of makes sense. I guess people were asking him how the whole new gun system will work in player versus enemy. It may work for player versus player, but how the whole thing might work for player versus enemy. Because, you know, the weapon slots and everything like that, the new gaming system is completely changed than it was before. Because you can have, you know, a primary weapon with a shotgun with your rocket launcher. Not technically, because you can have two primaries in the one slot, and the third slot is just either you want a grenade, a rocket launcher, or a sniper rifle. He goes in more in details in this video, so check him out. My name is Hunter Gunslinger. Let me know what you guys think about the new death penalty type of thing. Will it work in Destiny 2? Like they said, we have to wait to see what the raid brings us, and more in details what the raid brings us. But some people were, you know, talking about this since E3 and all that stuff, and the people who went to E3 and kind of sat down and, you know, see the interviews with Bungie and all that stuff and the careers of Bungie got a little more in depth about it. But we just, like they said, we have to wait to see when we encounter the raid to see what the new death penalty may bring us. But let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about it. My name is Hunter Gunslinger. Make sure you share, like, and comment on this video, and I will see you guys in my next Destiny post.